Hello and welcome to Toronto. We're on this Air Canada CRJ 550 going to Detroit, and as I've mentioned many times before, Air Canada don't operate the CRJ 550 as far as I'm aware, but I just use this aircraft anyway, so it's sort of a little break from reality, I guess. Yeah, cold here in Toronto, sunny. Let's get this flight underway. Flight time for this is just 40 minutes, and we will be cruising apparently at 34,000 feet, but I'll be surprised if we get up that high, to be honest with you. So yes, if we jump onto the checklists straight away, come down to the instruments because we need... Oops, God's sake, isn't this annoying? Instrument number 2 is overhead. There we go. So, without further ado, let's get things set up. Checked. AP panel on. So, if we come back up, we'll see we're icing up as well. Battery comes on. Fuel on. Let's get that APU doing its thing. Now, I've been having problems landing CRJ, and it transpires I actually need to put full flaps on, so that might be something to do with it. I've been landing on flaps 30, and it needs flaps 45, so that's probably why it's been oscillating a bit on landing. So we'll try it with this, although we've never really had a problem with the 550 landing, but nonetheless we will fly it accordingly. Okay, so let's have a look. The bleed air checked. AP panel on. Hydraulic panel. Let's get that on. So it's an afternoon flight departing at 20 past 2 local time here in Toronto Pearson International. ELT needs to be armed. It is. Cabin pressure, air conditioning, check. Windshield heats can come on now. There we go. Emergency lights can be armed as well. There, beautiful. Somebody knows we're steering off, which it is. Set, check. Check you down. That's not gonna happen anyway. Before start, passenger signs on. So what passenger signs are on. There we go. Animation altimeters QNH checked. Set the altimeters. There we go. FMS. Okay, we'll program up the FMS next. Alrighty, so position in it. So basically we are in CYYZ. Sake, not this crap again. YYZ. There we are. Next page. Previous page. Bang. And previous page. Flight plan. So CYYZ, and we're flying to Detroit. KDTW. So fairly short flight. Okay, ready performance, we can put the fuel in now, so we'll set that on here. Performance, so we need to be packing 3610 on the fuel. Okay, set payload and simulator, copy. Runway conditions, snow. Flaps 8 for takeoff. Okay, so cruising altitude. We said 34 of your finest 1,000 feet. Oops. There we go. Yeah, I can execute all that. Okay, let's have a look. So we've done that. Page, don't need to worry about that. Flight plan. So we are we're departing from. If we come back, well, there's no departing from 15 left, and that is going to be via the Ankle for departure. Execute, and then our flight plan. Arrival sees us, yeah, so we can go straight into the arrival really. Let's see, so we're arriving in on 22 left. Oh yeah. Now there's 22 left. That is via the Top Gun 2, or TP gun. I'm pretty sure it's Top Gun. Okay, it's not really giving me that as an option. That's in China. Let's tell you why I keep mucking this up. Top Gun 2. Okay, and that's via that approach. Execute. Flight plan. Right, so if we come to the next page, we go down to the flight plan. And go to, just legs then. Next page. Yeah. So we can delete that out. We can delete that out, and then we can execute. We come to index, we come to position, yeah, we've done all that. Back to index, have we done performance? Flight plan, yeah, we've done all that. Performance information, we've done all that, yeah, so we're good on that. And we'll continue our we will continue our setup. I want to be so zoomed in. Back to checklists. So set up the FMC, IRS aligned nav. Let's bring ourselves down here, do that. Bang, bang. Radio's nav, takeoff briefing, cleared to start. On, off, checked. Electronics, take off doors. Doors closed, beacon on, fuel pumps on. Let's make sure that's all set up, ready. So fuel pumps, bang, bang. Beacon on. There we are. Fuel pumps, quantity hydraulic pumps we can put on now. Yeah. And we, my friends, are ready to push back. So what we'll do now is we'll go to the aircraft. We will remove the landing chocks, and we'll get Macy Boy with his. So yeah, we're departing out 15 left here in Toronto. We're going to need to. Jesus, I need to. Come on, I need to kill the parking brake. I've just realised. Parking brake off. As we start to push back, we will get our engines. I presume that's what we can do now. Beacon fuel. Yeah, after start. So we can start the engines up now. Our left engine start. There we go. Should hopefully see that building up now. Okay, I haven't heard that sound for a while. It's just something that likes to happen occasionally for some reason. No idea why it does it. It's just a good old bug. It sounds like the biplane I've got, to be honest with you. I haven't flown that yet. Well, I have flown it, I haven't flown it on the channel yet. Okay, we will get the other engine started. Engine number 1. So yeah, apologies for the sound glitch. This is definitely not the sound a CRJ makes, that's for sure. Not in the slightest. Okay, so whilst those engines are starting, let's remind ourselves we are cruising today at an altitude of 34,000 feet. $34,300. Okay, we're departing out from runway 15. So we'll do a heading. Our speed we'll tune up to 250. There we go. 250. That's at these speeds. There we go, did. Set all. Checklist. So yeah, we're looking forward to this flight into Detroit. There we go. Hydrogen after start. So generators onto auto. Yep, they are. Generators on auto. Electrics checked. Bleed valves, auto packs can come on now. Bleed valves, auto packs can come on. Recirc can come on as well, of course. Anti-ice can also be turned on. We must certainly be needing that. And the ice warning, of course. Probes come on also. APU, we can stop that. There's wheel steering, armed. Taxi, SATs, flaps. Okay, one other thing we also have to activate is the stamp trim Mac and yaw dampener can now be activated. Brake temperature before takeoff. Lights, so we can put our lights on as well. We will be needing taxiway lights. We'll be needing nav lights. Everything else is all set. I think we're good to taxi now. Transponder TCAR, so yes, just that one thing to do. There we go. That's set. That's set. Thrust reversers armed for departure. Okay, so brakes off, let's depart out. Try and find our taxiway somewhere. Tell you what, let's head on to this one. So yeah, reasonably nice day here in Toronto. We get a weather briefing near our destination. I'm not sure what the temperature is here actually. Toronto at the moment. And we will spin ourselves back round. Wow, departure to Detroit. Flew into Dublin early with Ryanair. We're off to Romania next. My next guest airline, as I mentioned, I think previously, Detroit. Danish Air Transport. Flying to a destination on Crete. Not the main one, not Heraklion. Another one beginning with S, which I forget off the top of my head. But I did look it up earlier. I was thinking of flying it actually, but it's quite a long flight, so I'll save that for another evening, as it's about a 3.5-hour flight. Still, nonetheless, we are now getting this Air Canada flight done, because I really want to try and get to grips with the CRJ. Let's bring ourselves down onto the next. Sound is really annoying me now. So here we are in the CRJ biplane. I haven't actually had it. It only seems to happen with this aircraft. Have I had? No, tell a lie. I have had it happen with the A320. I think, pretty sure I have. I've no idea why it does it. It's really annoying. Really annoying. I've got planes updated, everything. Just must be some sound file glitch that kicks in, and it just annoys the crap out of me, I tell you. Anyway, we've got to cross a runway here, and then we're going heavy into the snow again. Here we are. A little bit fast. We will spin ourselves round, are ready for departure. Ladies and gentlemen, we are indeed clear for takeoff. Partly because there's no other air traffic. There we are lined up, ready to depart, so let's do the final checks, which is to put our strobes on. We don't need the logo on. We put that on, that on, that on, and I do believe we are pretty much good to go. Okay, so let's go toga, folks. Climb toga. Toga even, there we go. And rotates. Positive rates, gear up. Autopilot engaged. Flaps retracted. Heading. We'll go mix it direct to mix it, execute that, and we'll switch to a nav mode. We will switch back to climb. There we go. Still got that rather annoying sound. We'll try and go outside in a minute and get rid of it. Let's get those lights off then. So landing lights off. There we go. Brilliant. Those can come off as well as we continue our climb. I'm sure what we're doing. There we go. That's stopped. Thank God for that. Let's get some outside views, because why not? There we go. Change our range. I mean, because there's a thing into Detroit. So we leave the coast behind us. Now we've got end of the month. We've got next sim update coming up, and apparently they have done some work with the the ice and the water. So hopefully we should stop seeing those frozen waterways where it most definitely isn't. So yeah, that would be good. We are climbing out at a fair old rate or not. So this is going to be a continuous flight, no time acceleration, because it's such a short flight. I am here for the duration. As I said, we are heading into Detroit, expecting a runway 22 left arrival into Detroit. So yeah, pretty much straight in from our position here in Toronto. As we head basically down along between Lake Erie to our left and Lake Huron to our right, as we follow that land bridge down between the Great Lakes. In fact, we've got Lake Ontario to our left, of course. It is later on we will see the coast of Lake Erie, pretty much staying within Canada right until the final moments, because of course Detroit lies right on the Canadian border. Our routing takes us past Hamilton, St. Thomas, and then down, approaching Detroit from a northeasterly direction, and then of course landing on runway 22. We'll try and get weather for Detroit in a minute, see what we can expect. It's looking pretty cloudy here actually in oh, interesting. Right, I thought I had set the barrow. Weird. Strange. Anyway, we have now. We continue our climb out. Yeah, I thought it was on Toga. That's gone so slow. So, let's have a look what we can expect for Detroit. No, she's not hanging about with sandwiches, mind you, it's a short flight. So, Detroit Meta is... It's overcast -4, apparently. Air pressure is 1033. Oh, the overcast visuals again is something going to be improving the same sim update, because recent updates sort of made it a little bit not as good. So yeah, quite a few bugbears they're going to be working on fixing, which is yeah, which is good. As we continue our climb through 18,000 feet. I do think 34,000 feet is a bit of a stretch, but because pretty much no sooner than we get to our top of descent than we're going to have to descend again for our arrival into Detroit. We're passing 19,000 feet now. And it's a pretty snowy landscape out there, as you might well expect. Continuing our climb to 20,000. I just wish the camera views were a bit more intuitive and easier to set up. I really hope to do something with that at some point. It's a lot easier to set up custom camera views. Like when using something like Chase Plane, obviously it's easy to set up. Even X camera and X plane is easy to set up. So the camera views is sort of something they really need to evolve, both internal and external. Could definitely do with an improvement, that's for sure. We need to be mindful of our speed here. In fact, I thought we had speed on. There we go. Speed. I'm curious why I kept doing that. We need 250, so that will see us level out to achieve that speed. Don't want to let the speed run away with me. Yeah, so let's have a... Let's get ourselves... Oh yeah, because we can set that up now, can't we? So, rider, we don't want any vectors. Let's delete all that vector crap out. Execute. Let's try and keep it simple. Any other vector crap? This next page, rider, okay. So by, let's say Rouge, we want to be at 3000. Where's the Rouge? Yes, it's a Hulk reaction intercept glide slope. So let's say Rouge at 3000. So if we go into VNav, next page, send info. Yeah, Gucci 26,000. We want to be Rouge. There we go. Well, it makes him put that in again. That's a bit annoying. Rouge. There we go. Legs. Put that in on the other FMC. There we go. So that's all set up in preparation for a landing. Our ILS frequency is going to be 110.7. We may as well plug that in now as well. Get the plane configured ready for landings. It's such a short flight. 110.7. We go. 10.7. That is good. Alright, how are we doing climbing wise? Yeah, we're still climbing nicely. Let's see if we can get our format range down a bit. Let's see, Gitch, we need a bit. Yeah. Gitch, we only want to be at 22,000 feet because we are 60, so yeah, we might need to keep an eye on that, and we'll descend. Probably won't even reach our full cruising altitude on this flight. We'll keep an eye on that. Let's have a look. Decision height. Decision height is going to be 200. Let's get that set up ready. Keep an eye on that rate of ascent. This flight into Detroit. Really want to get back over to Vancouver now. I love flying in and out of Vancouver. It's Air Canada tends to really has kept us over in Toronto. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at all if after this flight we get sent straight back to Toronto or Montreal or somewhere on this side of Canada. It'd be nice if we get sent back towards, you know, Calgary or Edmonton or Vancouver, but I'd be surprised. We shall see. Maybe we'll get sent somewhere completely different. You never know. It'd be interesting to see how that works out. So we're passing 30,000 feet now. Almost up to 34. That's, yeah, so you can see there where the ice has come right out into Lake Erie there. That's just not realistic in the slightest. So always amazing to see the Great Lakes. I have to say, Lake Erie, when you look at it from that, does not actually look, well, it's not that wide, is it? Miles are certainly big. Lake Superior is massive. And Milwaukee, Chicago. I realise how close these places are. I mean, what, Chicago's, what, 50, 100, and 200 miles from Detroit? They're all quite packed in, close together. The vastness of, obviously, America, North America. It's long though, Lake Erie, very long, not particularly wide, at least, I mean, well look, you can clearly see the side, but look how long it is, that is freaking massive. Okay, we're just about to hit our cruising altitude, and then, yeah, as I say, very bizarrely, it won't be very long until we start our descent. In fact, you can see the top of descent nestled in amongst all the details there. Literally, as we hit this, it says, curiously, says 22,000 feet or below, but then it's bizarre because the very next one is like 24,000 above, so yeah, weird. I don't know how that works in reality. All I know is that we are at cruising altitude. But we will be descending very soon for our arrival into Detroit, having left Toronto behind us. Okay, so let's think about our descent now. 180. We need to descend down to an altitude intercept 2,000 feet. There we go. Let's get that facilitated then. So yeah, we're beginning our descent already. As I said, it's there we go, and VS down 180. Oh, did I leave it in toga instead of climb, you idiot? Doesn't really matter, we're descending now anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, we shall soon be arriving into Detroit in preparation for landing. Oh, excuse me. Please ensure. Oh yeah, Trey, what's it's bestowed. Seatbelts upright position. Bloody bloody blah. Blah blah. So actually looking quite clear ahead of us, although there is some cloud there. Actually have all the rivers in this car. Yeah, that's neat. Gotta love the Air Canada livery, their new one. Actually really like it. 1,700, let's bring that back up, we don't want to descend too quickly. Bring that overlay back. So let's have a look. We are literally just passing St Thomas on our right, so we're right on the coast. And yeah, Detroit lays ahead. Oh yeah, I want to look up something. I'm pretty sure it is. Down through 28,000 feet. It's quite flat around here, isn't it, around the Great Lakes? At least these ones. I wonder what it'd be like. You imagine if there was like massive mountains everywhere and these huge big Great Lakes. Pretty cool, huh? But yeah, just imagine when like, you first come to one of the Great Lakes and you can't see the other shore. You're like, oh, is this a sea again? And then you realise it's this massive, huge lake. It's incredible. Obviously easier to see the perspective of it these days with flights, satellites, everything. I'm talking about hundreds of years ago when they didn't have all that. And now we've got a whole representation of the entire world on a PC that you can fly around on. It's crazy. Okay, let's check our performance charts, landing speeds, settle. There we go. Move that anyway. So yeah, you can really see we are totally still in the grip of winter up in this part of the world. It's quite clear, although in reality it's supposed to be overcast. I can see some cloud there. It's looking like we will escape the best of it as we continue our descent. Down, so we need set landing speed, VREF 128, it's about 133 on the landing speed. Down through 19,000 feet, so hopefully we can land this plane nicely. Would be nice to get a good CRJ landing under my belt. See what we got going on down here, right there. Then if you bring the range out a little bit, yeah, we've still got a little way to fly. Lake St. Clair, she's a lot smaller. Rate of descent 1.6, let's bring that up a bit. Speed is creeping up all the time, let's ease that throttle back. As we prepare for our arrival into Detroit. Inbound Corsair, Toronto. Happy days. can knock that down a notch. Yeah, as you can see, that lake is totally frozen, and it's probably not even that cold out there. Anyway, nice weather. We are clear of cloud. So, broken clouds, 10 knots, 170, 9-mile visibility. -4. So it's not overcast anymore. Although it still says overcast on conditions, so not how it is. Okay, we're coming down through 10,000 feet. Let's get those landing lights on. Now, one beacon on strobe arm is all good. And yeah, you can see the weather is looking pretty reasonable as we fly in over Detroit. Flown into Detroit a fair few times on the flight simulator over the years. It is quite a frequently visited destination. I landed in all kinds of weather. I can remember one time, it must have been back on, that's before Microsoft Flight Simulator, back on P3D I reckon. I flew in quite the snowstorm, minimum visibility right down to literally, yeah, minimums. That was fun. But we are greeted with some not too shoddy weather here today. Let's ease that rate of descent right back. Have one last little look outside. Oops. Where's all the Detroit skyscrapers then? You're sure it's supposed to have some, right? I have no idea. Oh. Maybe lost in the haze. That's where the main city of Detroit is. Oh, Detroit's much further to our south anyway. That's probably why we're not seeing much yet with the main hub of Detroit. Cool. 98. So yeah, very much the outskirts of Detroit here. So, I say outskirts, it's such a sprawling city. That's crazy. Which is busier, bigger, Detroit or Chicago? You know what? I have no idea. 3, 4, 6. So Detroit population. Oh, Detroit has. No way, really? 674,000. I don't believe that in the slightest. 639,000. Come on, that's way more than that. Look at the size of this place. Population. Oh, Chicago's much bigger apparently. It's 270 million. 2.7 million people. 270 million people. Jeez. 2.7 million. Apparently it's much bigger than Detroit. I find that hard to believe because Detroit here looks freaking massive. I guess Chicago must be pretty damn much bigger than I thought. Right. Got a little bit of haze here as we come in. You can see in the distance there. Nice realistic haze. I like that. That's good. Everything just so white. All this snow. It's lovely. Really, the road should be a bit clear of snow though, no? This is one thing they're kind of missing. I hope they get around to giving a slightly more realistic snow feel. It's good what they've done, don't get me wrong. Certainly beats the old days of P3D where snow regions were sort of hard-coded in, so like the UK was always a winter wonderland in January, even if it was like about 15 degrees. It always annoyed me. It still does when I fly on there. There's the skyline I've been waiting for. There it is. Off in the side there. That's what I've been on about. Let's see if we can get a view of it. That's about as close as we're going to get. Let's see if I can try and zoom the camera in a bit. See if that helps. Yips. Yeah, a little bit. Zoom back out though. There we are. Better get back in the cockpit and land this thing, otherwise everything will be all screwed up. Okay, so we are just a little more tense, so we can begin to slow ourselves down now. There we are. We ease the speed back. It's a bit similar as the last few thousand feet.
We are about to land. Please remain seated until we have stopped.
Okay, we'll go flaps 8. I want to go approach as well. Slowing down to 134, landing. or 133, let's say. Format range. Let's get that replay recording. Bang, there we go. And let's get ourselves slowing right down now. See our landing. Localizer. Alrighty, so we've got a little bit of a crosswind to contend with. We've got full flaps deployed. Flaps 45. Should hopefully be losing a little bit of power. I need that. More power. More power. Okay, you'll hit that soon. Quite a hazy one. I'll be able to disable our autopilot momentarily. 67% on the throttle. Landing gear is down, 3 greens, reversers are armed. Speed is a little low. Other than that, we're all good. Don't let that speed run away. Glide slope captured. Ease back on the speed a little bit. Otherwise it'll easily run away. No runway in sight. It's probably going to be snow covered, don't forget. Everything else is looking good. A little bit of bouncing around. I still can't really see the runway too well. Maybe just there now. Yes, I can. Just about make it out. It's totally snow covered though. It's a nightmare. I was hoping some of it would be a bit more visible, but that is the runway. It's going to be a challenging one to land this. There we go. 300. Jesus.
300.
Okay, let's bring it down now.
Minimums. 200. Minimums.
There we are.
Minimums. 100. Minimums. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Didn't get those up either. There we go, folks. Let's clean up those flaps. Let's vacate. I think that was a pretty decent landing. I mean, we floated it a little bit. Maybe a little bit off the centre line, but I think that's one of our a better effort all round. The real trick is to do a decent landing in the 700 variant. So here we are, arriving
Please remain seated until the
into
aircraft has come to a complete stop.
Detroit. Get ourselves parked up anywhere, we'll pretty much do. Then we'll shut things down and hit the replay. Always difficult to land on those snowy runways. Alrighty, so we can leave things running. What I now need to do is stop that replay for a minute. Yeah, cool. Let's have a look. Do we get a landing rate? 115. Yeah, that is good. Finish flight. Okay, cool. Quit. Okay, let's have a little look at our replay then. Some wing views. Oh, the scenery only just loading in. So let's see how we got on with that. Very difficult to get this nailed down with the... at least I managed to counter the lowering the throttle, automatically pitching the nose up. The CRJ 550 is definitely a lot easier to cope with, it seems, than the 700 variant. I don't know why that is, but... we don't have any... Oh, stupid, I put the flaps up, didn't I, you idiot? Should have left them down, never mind. So we should have the flaps down. There we come down, we come down, we come down. And gently lower it, and ooh, it felt a lot firmer than that. As you can see, we are a little bit annoyingly off the centre line. But it's, I'll let myself off because it's so hard to line up with those snowy runways. You just really can't see. I won't let myself off the earlier one with on X-Plane, but this I will because it is difficult. So there we go. Coming in nicely over the snowy trees. So that brings the end of this flight. Realise your choice flights. Thank you very much for choosing this one. Wish you a pleasant onward browsing journey. I hope to welcome you back on board again in the very near future. So from here in a sunny but cold Detroit, I leave you with a wing view of our arrival into Motor City. And there we go, folks. Until next time, where we welcome you back on board another flight. Farewell for now.